Hey, what's up, guys? Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Ome Realty. So this is going to be another mortgage rate update. And then I was reading this article about real estate market that is adding to the transgender Americans housing crisis, and states that are not allowing you to have housing because of your gender or your sex. Or I'm going to go ahead and correct a few things here. I'm going to go ahead and add some ad lib, maybe even give a story or two. What the fuck is going on here? How does this even make sense? Is this still a thing? Like, who gives a shit what sex you are? Whatever. Let's get on with the mortgage rate update. Then I'm going to go ahead and break down this LGBTQ in these certain states that they're going up against, or whatever it is. How is that even possible for you to put out an article that states that you are allowed to do this? And if this is happening, I'm going to tell you exactly what you should do, because well, first of all, you know what? Let's get on with the mortgage rate update, and then we'll go ahead and go with this rant of this stupid article. This is so dumb. And if this is actually true, please comment below. Let me know if this is actually true and this stuff is really, really happening, because this is the craziest thing I've read in a really, really long time. Some of the things that I read and some of the research that I did on my own, very, very little bit, but the ones that I did kind of crap me out, and it really, it puts a little broader horizon on exactly this whole entire the transgender and the lesbian and the sex, what is it, LGBT? I'm so sorry, I don't know, like the whole lesbian, LG, gay, I don't know about all of them. But let's get on with the mortgage rate update. As of 12/9/2022, 30-year fix will be sitting at 5.62%, 15-year fix will be sitting at 5.07%, 30-year high balance will be sitting at 5.57%. DSCR loan, which is a debt service covered ratio loan. This is a loan where you use the rental income coming in from the property to offset the debt, the principal, interest, tax, insurance, and other running costs. Will be sitting at 8.70. Bank statement loan, that's another one of those non-qualified mortgage products like the DSCR loan. It's going to be sitting at 8.62, where we don't need your W-2s, no tax returns. We just looked at your bank statements, so we'll qualify you based off of that. FHA 30-year fix will be sitting at 5.12%. 7/6 adjustable rate mortgage will be sitting at 6.06%. USDA 30-year fix, that's a zero down payment program in rural areas. That'll be sitting at 5.15%. VA 30-year fix, it's another zero down payment program for veterans. That'll be sitting at 5.12%. And then the last one, hard money fix and flip. You see a home, you think you can make a pretty penny off it, you want to go ahead and flip that sucker. That's a short-term loan usually. That'll be sitting at 9.85%. But if you were interested in any one of those loan products, link in the description below, Instagram, DM, whatever, YouTube, comment, whatever you want to do. 50% commission rebate on purchasing your next home, or 0% listing on selling your current home. Link in the description below. But now let's get on with this whole housing crisis for the LGBTQ Americans that are getting turned away. So this is what the article actually says. Okay, so it says the LGBTQ Americans in nearly half of the U.S. can already be evicted, denied home loans, and turned away from rentals due to their sexual orientation or gender identity, including the states Idaho, Montana, Arizona, and Wisconsin. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and correct a few things, okay? You cannot be turned away from a home loan based off of your gender, based off of your sexuality, based off of your religious preference. Look, I am a lender, okay? I am a lender. First of all, in this day and age, who gives a shit what you are? Who cares? It doesn't even matter what you are, how you are. You want to get married, you want to be gay and be married, that's fine. You could be married and be gay. It's not like anybody's having sex in a marriage anyway. Trust me, I know. Yeah. Nobody's bumping belly buttons. Doesn't make any sense. Whether you're gay or thing, we're all going to sit there and one's going to be emotional in the house and one's not going to be emotional, and then, or two emotional people. When you close those two front doors in your house and you're by yourself, who cares what anybody does? But to debunk one of the things, okay? In any one of these states federal credit, like or any extension of credit that is covered under Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA, USDA, any one of these loan products, these are part of what's called ECOA. ECOA is the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. That was implemented to go ahead and make sure that there is no discrimination based off of anybody's background in any way. You get the same parameters and qualification that everybody else does. There's no black, white, yellow, purple, whatever, sex. It doesn't matter. It is all equal all across the board. And if you do have an asshole that's sitting there being completely stupid, I mean, at least here in California, I could help you. I got a couple other buddies in other states, really, really cool guys. I'll be more than happy to refer you over to somebody that'll go ahead and assist you. Let me know. Comment or DM me or whatever. Don't ever let anybody, no matter who you are, if you're gay, bi, black, white, Asian, I don't care what you are. If you feel discriminated in any way, because it doesn't make sense. In the gods, in your mind, okay? Why would you, as a like, let's say for myself, okay, as a mortgage broker, right? As a mortgage broker, first of all, I do business with everybody, all likes of everything. But in my mind, okay, like to help me understand, why in God's name would somebody deny a loan product to a person based off of what sexual preference that they have? There's only one denial that I will have as a whole. I don't care about, like, you know, what views you have politically. I don't care about what you do. Actually, I have two denials that I'll do. I won't even mention the second one, but the first one is the biggest thing. The only time that I will not, and I refuse to do a loan purely based off of my own comfort level, because I cannot do this, is anybody that has some sort of association with pedophilia. I have two kids. It sickens me to my stomach. It makes my stomach curdle. Like I feel like throwing up just the word that is said out there. I don't like it. I refuse. That's the only thing I will ever refuse to do business with anybody that has any association with that. Other than that, I don't care. Why would you deny somebody who's gay a loan product? Now, if you are denied a gay product, if you are denied a loan product, basically because you're gay or lesbian or trans or whatever it is that you are, you could go ahead and go to what's called the CFPB. I'll go ahead and put the website up here right now. This is a regulatory for all financial establishments, including myself. Alden Mortgage. There's Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, every single credit union. Anybody in this entire world of finance that extends credit, we all fall under the guidelines of the CFPB. The CFPB was actually established back in 2010, according to the Dodd-Frank rule. Before that, because the 2008 crash happened, and this kind of regulates all of us. Like the same rules and regulations that Chase has, I have. The same ones that Chase has, Wells Fargo has. There's like, it's all an even platform. There's no like Bank of America culture or Chase culture or Wells Fargo. You could pick whatever bank you want. It doesn't even matter. I was just giving the popular ones. It doesn't matter. They're all the same across the board because we're all regulated by the CFPB. And if you do feel like you're being discriminated against, go on there, submit your complaint and all of that. So the thing that I kind of like, it really, really messed with me, is at least a report by the National Coalition to End Homelessness, okay, found that transgender people experience homelessness in the U.S. by 80% since 2016. Now, in hindsight, that is not really a good, statistic to have, because trying to do the analytics off of something back in 2016 until present, it's just not enough time, because there's not enough information to actually support that 80%. But what I did find out, which was a little bit disturbing, is that 1 in every 3 transgender people will provide some sort of sex work, which kind of goes hand in hand with homelessness. Now, I don't know how accurate any of this is. I am just kind of saying what I read, but if that is true, it's freaking, it's horrible. Like, why? I feel for anybody who's actually going through anything when it comes to any type of identity that you are trying to find yourself. We're all trying to find ourselves. Every single person. Shit, I'm 40 years old and I'm still trying to figure out, is being a mortgage broker the thing that I wanted to go to, and this and that. And you're always figuring out new things based off of whatever it is that you're trying to figure out. But if that's actually true, man, then there's got to be something done with all of that. I think more information needs to be put out. But to go ahead and kind of put into my own little rant to kind of, because I've always had a question. Okay, there's actually like there's a plea, and then there's going to be maybe a statement and then a question. Okay, number one. Actually, the question, is it really a question? But the number one plea is that when you have, like I have this conversation with a couple of people once in a while, and always for some reason, maybe it's my delivery, maybe it's just me that I'm not saying it right, but whenever you're dealing with people and you are of whatever that is, let's say out of the norm, right? Like out of the traditional boy girl type of thing. Don't become so defensive when people are asking you questions. If somebody is asking you questions, that's only because they are trying to understand the position that you are in. And we don't know. Like, I have no idea what it's like to be a transgender person going through that transition. So if I ask something, it's like it feels like everybody is so bottled up and so angry, and they're like a little squirrel caught in the corner of a room, and they're like, as soon as you take one step, they just go nuts on you. Be very, very clear, especially when you deal with 80s babies like me. I'm a 40-year-old man. Just to give you a little backdrop of how it was growing up, and so you understand the differences. Like, when I was growing up, using the word fag was a normal thing. Like, we did that all the time. Like, oh, you're a fag, you're this and that. We didn't mean it like kind of, I guess, in a derogatory way, but it was like, just making fun of each other. Not only that, in our physical education class, back when I was in PS 165 in New York, in our physical education class, and please don't get offended by any of the words I'm using, okay? I'm just giving examples, okay? Because this has to be an open dialogue. But we used to play something that was called Smear the Queer. Our teacher would come out and say, all right, everybody, boys, get together. We're going to go out and play Smear the Queer. Now, I was just giving an example of this is how we grew up. So if you are, let's say, in your 20s, right, in your mid-20s, try to understand that the world that we came in, and this world that we have came in so fast for us, like this whole, like, watch what you say and be cautious of everything. I don't like to watch what I say. I don't like to do any of that as long as it's not in a hurtful way, right? As long as it's not in a hurtful way. I want to go ahead and say, you know what? If I say something bad, tell me I say something bad. I don't always know. I mean, I am 40, but I'm still like, the generation that I grew up, the friends that I have, everything that I have, we kind of still linger about that old tradition. Now, I'm not saying that it's right or it's wrong or anything, but have a little bit of leeway with us. Try to make us understand, because there is this huge gap between, let's say, 40 and 50-year-olds and the way we grew up versus, the younger generation that has adopted this, that you kind of grew into this whole entire generational world of gay, lesbian, trans, all of this stuff. For us, blowing my mind away. We're not confused. So be open to a dialogue. Be open to go ahead and explaining to somebody, because the only way that you're going to make somebody dislike you is by getting angry at the very question of your being. Now, for instance, when I was in 2001, I was in the military. I'm a United States veteran, a United States Air Force veteran. I'm Afghan Muslim man. Do you know how difficult it is to be to learn to be through an educational course of learning the aerospace industry? Number two, to be Afghan. To be number three, to be Muslim, and then get this: Omar, Muhammad, Muslim, Ayub. You want to know how much fun it is for me to go through TSA? Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because in 2001, we all know what happened in September 11th. I have been put in jail for being Afghan. I have been kicked out of states. I was dating this girl back in the day. She lived in this podunk little town called Marianna, Pennsylvania. Dude, I had a police escort, and literally they said, "We don't like you brown Arabs around here." And that's exactly how the guy sounded. Now, that doesn't give me a reason to go ahead and get mad off of somebody else's ignorance, right? If they are ignorant and they're closed off, then that is a different story. But if you have somebody that is willing to understand and understand everything about you, like I grew up in New York, I'm a veteran, I served in the military. Why the hell am I getting mistreated? Same with you. If you have somebody that is trying to make sure to understand the world that you live in, be open to it. That was my little bit of a rant. I think that was a plea, right? That was a plea. Well, if you did like the content, please like, subscribe, comment for up to 50% commission rebate, 0% listing on selling your current home or any mortgage assistance.